Hi, this is Miss Litton, and these are my wonderful honors bio students here during 7th period. Say hi.
Hi.
That was so unmotivating. And we're going to be reviewing chapter 1. So the first thing I want to talk about, biology is the study of life. We know that, but let us review the characteristics of life. Are you ready? Okay, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Here we go. Ready? Living things are organized, made of cells. They acquire materials and energy. They maintain homeostasis. They respond to stimuli and reproduce. They grow and develop, and they adapt and die. Yay! Okay, do it once more.
Yeah.
Isn't this up on YouTube?
Yes. I don't know.
Okay, ready? One more time. With authority. Somehow she wants it. Here we go. With authority. I want to hear it. Here we go. Living things are organized, made of cells. They acquire materials and energy. They maintain homeostasis. They respond to stimuli and reproduce. They grow, you're not reducing, develop, and they adapt and die. Yay! So let's break down each one of those. You know all of this, right? Right? This is easy peasy. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Living things are organized. Let's go through the organization. Ready? Do you need me to show you the slide, or can you do it from memory? Okay, let's do it from memory, and then we'll check it. Here we go. Living things are organized, made of cells. Here we go. Atoms, molecules, organelles, cells. Why are we going like this? Cells. Life is starting at the cellular level. Good. Cells. Keep going. Tissues, organs, organ systems, organisms, population, community, ecosystem, biosphere. Yay! Okay, so let's make sure we understand all of those different parts. Atoms you're good with, yes. Molecules. Organelles. Do all cells have organelles? Yes or no? No. Who doesn't? What kind of cells don't have organelles? I don't know. What are the two categories of cells? Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells do not have any organelles, but eukaryotic cells do. Okay, atom, molecule, organelle, cell, tissue, organ system, organism. What's a population? You already learned this. Population is a group of the same. Community is? Multiple species. And then ecosystem, what are you bringing in?
The abiotic factors.
Abiotic factors like, give me an example. Rain, right? Weather, pH, all of that, temperature. And then what's this? Biosphere. Where's the biosphere? Where all life exists. Okay, good. Now, when we talk about the organization of life, we talked about emergent properties, which means that what a organ system has is going to be different than what an organism can do, right? As you level up, as we go up each level, new properties will be there. A community can do more things than a population or different things, right? In a community, you can have symbiotic relationships. What was a symbiotic relationship? What are some examples we learned about with that? Parasitism, what else? Mutualism and commensalism. You can't have that in a population, right? So that's what emergent properties means. As you go up in organization, you're going to have new properties to look at. Okay, I want to go back here again. We know what organized. They acquire materials and energy. What could that mean, to acquire materials and energy? They could be what? Eating, right, so that they have energy. Okay, they maintain homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Keeping a constant what?
Balance.
It is balance, biological balance, but keeping a constant internal environment, even though things are changing around you. And the example we talked about is when it's cold outside, what will our bodies do? Shiver in order to keep warm. Perfect. Okay? They respond to stimuli. You had a whole chapter about responding to stimuli. What was that called? Starts with a B. Behavior, right? Remember we talked about innate behavior, and if it wasn't innate, if you weren't born with it, it was learned. Good, yeah. See, so you already learned about that. Okay, they reproduce. You are not yet. Okay, you can do asexual reproduction where you have a cut or a tear and you're fixing it, but the other ones, we'll talk about that later. They grow and develop to adapt. What is an adaptation? Give me an example of an adaptation. Webbed feet. Why would that be helpful? For swimming. Give me another adaptation. Wings for what? Flying. Okay, that makes you better suited to the environment. Okay, that would be an adaptation. And then, yeah, you gotta die. Okay, here you go now. Finding Nemo. Let's go, peeps. What? Wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. That's when he's in the fishbowl and they have the orientation ceremony or whatever you call it. Wahoo, wahoo. I don't know. Mine.
Oh, you touched the butt.
Mine. Okay, I'm not waiting for you. Oh, Shaka Khan. Okay, let's talk about it. Why is A wrong? What's wrong with A?
Because molecule is small.
Molecule comes before cell, and what? Tissue comes before organ. Look at your BioBuddies clicker right now. Chastisement or praisement?
No, you didn't put.
Okay. Now, I just want to hit on living things adapt. You gave me an examples. Webbed feet. You told me wings. Okay? So what we want to make sure we remember is natural selection is the mechanism for evolution. Nature is going to select what adaptations are best to survive and change over time is called evolution. Giraffes' necks have become longer. If you look in the fossil record, giraffes' necks are longer. Why is it a good adaptation to have a long neck? Because you can get more what? Food. Could your neck ever be too long?
Yeah.
Yes. Think about how hard your heart has to beat to get the blood all the way up to your head, right? Have you ever gotten up too fast and you get a little lightheaded?
Yeah.
Now pretend like you're a giraffe, okay? You'd be like, passed out, okay? So, and then giraffes, when they go to get a drink and they have to lean way over, okay, and all that blood would rush to their head, right? So, you want to select it. You don't want it to be too long, you don't want it to be too short, okay? Now, classification. So we talked about classification, that you look at similarities, you look at differences, and now what man focuses on, or what humans focus on, is they compare DNA and protein sequences. But they have come up with classification categories. Before I show them to you, let's see if we can remember them. There was a mnemonic to remember the classification categories. Do you remember the mnemonic? Say it with me. Did King Philip come over for good soup? Okay? Yeah, I know what you're doing. Okay, so it's domain, kingdom, say them with me so you get them in your head. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. One more time. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Did King Philip come over for good soup? Now, man's classification you need to know. Okay, so let's go over. Remember we had ways to remember it. There were only 3 potential domains out there. Do you remember what the 3 domains are? No.
Eukarya.
Archaea. Good. What else? Bacteria and
Eukarya.
Eukarya. Good. Those are your only 3 domains to choose from. Okay, so man is eukarya. You're going to remember eukaryotes or you. So that's our domain. You've heard animal kingdom before, right? So that will be easy to remember. Animal, the kingdom, animalia, or animal kingdom. This is the only one I don't have a really good mnemonic for, is you want to be, oh, I know, just think about Trump. He's not PC, okay? So that would be phylum, politically correct. Have you heard that phrase before? Politically correct? Okay. Okay.
You really
Where
hate
is your
Trump.
education? What?
You really hate Trump.
I don't. I'm
There's
not
a
going to
Trump
say
supporter.
anything.
There's a Trump supporter in our class.
Oh,
and
they
every
are.
Every time you say it, I just look at him and he just.
There are many. That's okay. I just have a large mammalian brain. Okay, so phylum Chordata, PC. Okay. Now the class. Remember, I said look around the class and you'll see all the mammals. Okay. So characteristics of mammals is having mammary glands and hair. Now, regardless if you're a boy or a girl, do you still have nipples? Yes. Okay. So I don't want you to look at those around the room, but they are in the room, and hair is in the room. So class Mammalia. Order, how are we going to remember order? The order name. Did I teach you? No monkey. No monkey. Say it. No monkey. So you're going to order primates. So you're ordering the primate around. Okay? And then family is home in the day. Family is home in the day, or it was in the summer. And then I think you're going to remember Homo sapien. Okay? So I guarantee you, I will ask you a classification. I will say something, or have you say, tell me what is the phylum of man, or I'll say, this is primate is which classification. You're going to tell me order. Okay? Something along those lines. Yes?
Would it just be with the human?
Yes,
example?
only, yeah, you don't have to memorize corn.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want you to know one classification, top to bottom. That's it. Okay? All right. And I think you understand the classifications, right? The most inclusive of all is not even on this picture. What is the most inclusive classification category? Domain. What is the most exclusive? Hard club to get in. What is the most exclusive? Species. Perfect. Yay. Okay. So riddle me this. All right. Will we get a hundy?
Yeah.
We will. Yay. The record for 7th period honors is 2 hundies in a row. Anybody tell me what the record is for 0 period? 6. Thank you very much. Just checking.
We would have got 7 if it wasn't for you.
Yeah. Louis messed up.
No, it wasn't. There were others that messed up. There were others. There were others. All right. So here, somebody threw Lewis under the bus. Here are your 3 domains. Okay, bacteria, most prolific everywhere. Archaea, these are your extremophiles, living in where it's like really salty or really hot. And then eukarya, that encompasses the 4 kingdoms: animal, plant, fungi, and protista. And there are pictures in your book, and I gave you a little bit of reference so you generally understand them. Okay, so you can take a look at that. And then our binomial nomenclature by Linnaeus. Binomial, what number comes up? 2. Okay, nomenclature. So it's a 2 name, and we use our genus species. Genus species. Okay. All right, riddle me this. Five, hurry up, 4, 3, 2, Shaka Khan. Wait, will it be a hundy? Yes! You've tied it. This will be our go-ahead run. Very nice. 2. Way to go. Okay? Think about it before you answer. Come on now, you can do it. This is your go-ahead run. Go-ahead run right now.
practicing this one in class, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you? That was you?
No, there was like 5 people missed it.
How was you?
After to the 21.
You do need to see that one again?
Yeah, just for like half a second after.
Okay. All right. Oh, so we're gonna keep it at 2. Okay, you need to see that one?
Good. Yeah.
Got that? Did
Oh
you-
yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. So biosphere is, we've already learned this, where all organisms exist, air, water, and land. So we're good on that. We talked about ecology. We had a whole unit on ecology. So we understand these terms. Yes? Good?
Yes.
Okay. And we talked about how energy flows, right? But chemicals do what? Cycle. Perfect. Okay. And then we talked about Farmer Ted and men in general and women in general. People, we tend to modify the ecosystems for our benefit. Do we ever cause damage?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay. And so 2 of the most threatened ones are coral reefs and rainforests. And coral reefs are like the rainforest of the water. All right. And we want to maintain biodiversity. So we'll have a whole unit on that, but biodiversity is just saying that numbers of different species, and then within those species having diverse genes and having diverse ecosystems. And you never know what we might need. So we don't want to rule out any kind of life. What is it called when we eliminate a particular species or higher classification? Extinction. Good job. Okay.
Did you? No.
GQ, did you miss this? I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Let's go. Here, I'm going to click back 1, go forward. Yay! All right. Okay, getting close, getting close. Then we talked about the scientific method. So let's review it. First we make what?
Observation.
Observations. Then we
Question.
ask a question.
Research.
Research to our background.
Hypothesis.
Hypothesis, some sort of educated guess. Then we have a
Experiment.
experiment. Who's our basis of comparison? Control. Good. Then we do our analysis. What's some analysis you've practiced doing that involves calculus? Chi-square test, because you're super smart. And then you have your what? Conclusions.
I feel like now I should. Now that you give a step back.
Step back. Well, somebody behind you guys.
Oh.
Okay, then we know the difference between qualitative and quantitative data. Which one can I graph? Quantitative, because it has the word quantity. If I say the plant looks healthy, that would be qualitative. Good. And then we have variables, which you're already familiar with: independent, dependent variables, or experimental and response. So independent variable is what I choose. You independently say, I want this, this, and this. Dependent is data. Dependent is data. Okay. Then we talked about the, in next generation science standards, we're doing the science practices. So let's see which ones of them we do once again. So if I ever ask you to give me an example of when you did this, do we ask questions every lab? What do we call it? We call it the what? Driving question. Good. Do we develop and use models? Does that mean models? GQ? No. Models is we're trying to represent something that would happen in life, right? We're using models to do that. Like when you were all bears, right? Remember when you went out? And then you were creating different environments like ecosystems when you had your choice chambers. We plan and carry out investigations. We analyze, interpret data. Do we use math? Yes. Do we construct evidence for or constructing explanations? That would be the reason, claim, evidence, reason, so you're giving an explanation for that, engaging in an argument from evidence, and then you communicate that information out. So are you doing the science practices? Yes, all the time. Okay, so then have examples for that. The very last part was science and social responsibility. And we needed to review the term technology, the application of scientific knowledge for some practical purpose. Okay, and the big thing was about ethics and bioethics. That science does its science, right? But man needs to go, what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that information? Just because we can do something, should we do something? Do you want to live to 120 on IVs in a bed somewhere? Okay, should we keep you alive that long even though maybe your whole body is breaking down? Do you leave somebody in a coma? At what point do you make those life decisions? That's not something for science. Science creates or has the technology or develops it, but as a society, we need to discuss it and come to conclusions on that. Okay, now, I have several questions here. And to get through them all, I think we're going to just state them. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to go like this, and you're going to tell me your answer. Okay? All right, so what all organs are built, don't tell me yet, I'm going to go like this, and then you're going to tell me what all organs are built out of.
Tissue.
Wait till I put that hand out. Think. What is the mechanism for evolution called? Think. Say. Natural selection. Good job. What is the most inclusive category of all the classification categories? Think. Say.
Species.
Most inclusive. Inclusive, it's domain. Most, I'm including everybody. Most inclusive. This one?
Yeah, okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the most inclusive would be a domain. I'm including everybody. When you said species, that would be the most exclusive, because not a lot of people, not a lot of organisms can fit in that one specific category. What genus is man categorized as? Just think. Say. Homo. Good. Which kingdom contains eukaryotic, multicellular, absorptive heterotrophs? Think. So there's 4 kingdoms in eukaryotes. So which one has those? Tell. No, we're not absorptive, we're ingestive. Fungi. So you're going to review that. That was one you did not know. Those were the 4 kingdoms, okay? So which kingdom contains eukaryotic, multicellular, absorptive heterotrophs? That would be fungi. Okay, which kingdom contains eukaryotic, could be unicellular, could be multicellular organisms that could be autotrophs or heterotrophs? Okay, it's not going to be fungi because they're absorptive heterotrophs. It's not going to be us because we can't be autotrophs or heterotrophs. Can't be plants, right, because they are primarily what? Autotrophs, so there's only one left. Starts with a P. Protista. Okay, so you can kind of eliminate it that way. Think. Death of a species or larger classification category. Think. Tell. Extinction. Perfect. What do you call the part of your experiment that has all the variables the same except for the one you are testing? Think. Say. Control. Good job. True or false? Think. Quantitative data is measurable. Think. Say. True. True. Good job. What type of variable, give both names, is the result or change that occurs due to the experimental variable? It's what you get as a result. Think what that might be. Dependent variable. Good.
What is both names?
Oh, here, I'll show you what a response, yeah. Right here. Okay, this is kind of lame, but this might help you. Response and dependent are both consonants, right? Or yeah. Not constants. Consonants. Am I saying it right? This is really fun, especially if it's 11:30 at night and you're listening to this. And experimental and independent are both vowels. little Trixie. Okay, and I think we're, okay, wait, we did that. We did that. I have to read and written out and write out the answers to the additional objectives. Yes, do that. There will be one of your 5 questions will be the additional objectives. Okay, let me help you with one other thing just to kind of get those, the different domains down in the kingdoms. Okay, so let's do eukarya. Eukarya. You have the animal kingdom, you have fungi, you have plantae, and you have protista. Okay, which one of those are going to be heterotrophs? Heterotrophs. You know what a heterotroph is. You had a whole unit on this. Animalia is going to be a heterotroph. Who else? You already learned this. Fungi is going to be a heterotroph. Plants are going to be autotrophs. And protista can be heterotrophs or autotrophs. Okay? Who's going to be multicellular? Animals are multicellular. Multicellular. Most of your fungi are going to be multicellular. Most of your plants are going to be multicellular. Protista can be multicellular or unicellular. Okay, then you have 2 other domains. You have archaea, those are your extremophiles, and you have your bacteria. They are always unicellular and they're found everywhere. And that's how you can differentiate between all those different classification groups. Okay, got it? Question? Yes. Sure. Bacteria are found everywhere and they're unicellular. Bacteria are everywhere and they're unicellular. Archaea, those are unicellular and those are your extremophiles. And you have like a chart. You can just read through that chart too. That'll help you and it'll give you an example. Unicellular and live everywhere. Okay, and get sleep. Don't stay up late or go make a piece of toast now. Okay, questions, concerns? Do your additional objectives. Okay, love you. That's it. Oh, Shaka Khan, what's going on here?